stops, no one knows. We're going head into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
Well, hello, everybody. Happy, is it Wednesday already? It feels like it's been an eternity since I've been on to talk to you guys. I feel like I haven't been here forever. Like I don't even know what buttons to push and stuff. Like I'm out of sync. I'm out of whack. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Criminality. I apologize that I have not been on. I swear it's like back to back, have been sick again. So I am feeling better. I am congested. I have a bit of a cough. So if I have to mute a lot, I apologize for that. But I appreciate you guys all being here. So I know, like I feel like it's been forever. So hi Adrian, hi Carlo, what's up Terry? Freeze Dry, hey Cats Cars in California. I love that. Hi Journey, hi Jen Schmida, happy hump day. Snappy Dragon, what's up Adrian? Hi Ariel, hi Malicious Intent. I think that StreamYard did an update while I was away because I could actually see like all these fun colors in my chat that I don't normally see. And I see emojis. Hold on. Let me see something. What? Somebody drop one of a members emoji real quick. I want to see something. I wrote you a lot of stuff. Okay, Carla, I'll do my best to read it. I got lost somewhere in the interwebs. I got lost. I kind of did. So, I'm going to tell you guys. Nope, that one still just says pink tea. That one just says tree. Okay, so it's just the regular ones. Hi, Unraveling. Okay, so like that one still just says, darn it. I was hoping I could finally see them. But like, so like, oh, you guys can't see it on your side, but I can actually see that Schmida's a wrench. I know this means nothing to you guys, but this is the little things that, you know, that help on the background. Hi, Moon Girl. What's up, Chicken? Hey, Gaming. Odie Doty. Hi, Tomboy. Hi, Mace Mama. Hi, Bread. Hey, Chain Nursey. Mama. Hi, Kel. I probably missed so many of you. Hi, Just Deb. Hey, Marissa. Hi, Unindicted. Now I'm going to probably start repeating and then missing other people. So hello to everybody. Welcome back to Criminality. I was actually going to do a live tonight on Madeline Soto's case. So now we're going to do two back-to-back lives. We're going to split it up. So we're going to talk about Delphi, which it's been kind of quiet, which is interesting. Not in the background, but just, you know, in the court system. So, but we got some news today that I thought, well, definitely worthy of popping in for a quick live. We won't be here super long, but at least, you know, we can touch on it, go over what it means, go over what we have to look forward to at this point, and hopefully getting justice for Abby and Libby. Schmida, 18 months. That's crazy. Hi, Mother of Dragons. What's up, Mags? Hi, Vaughn. Marshall. Double stream. I'm like, well, I haven't been around for a while, so I guess we'll just do them both. I also have another one that I'm working on, another video. So for anybody who is following the Madeline Soto case, I'm going to do that live in about an hour and a half. And then hopefully tomorrow, if you guys are familiar with Cody Bigsby and Corey Bigsby, that trial actually started this week and opening statements and everything was yesterday. So it's a case that we've covered on the channel, and I want to make sure that we go over the trial. So hopefully tomorrow I can go over like a quick timeline and get into what's happening in the trial. That's the plan. You know how that goes. Hi, ATS. Caitlin sent me a super chat before I even started. What? Caitlin, thank you. It's over in my start. I just hadn't been over there yet. You're so sweet. I love this channel. I love the people who are on this channel. Thank you guys for allowing me. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. And Moon Girl, thank you for joining. Salty City. Gosh, you guys, it's just so crazy to even think that it's been this long that we've been doing this together. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. Okay, so somebody said like they thought I was lost on the interwebs. I kind of was. So because I wasn't feeling great, I got lost. And you guys, I don't know if you guys, and we'll go through it. So how many of you guys watched the 50-part episode of Risa Tisa on TikTok? Hey, Jamie. It's not, well, I mean, it kind of is true crime, but it's not true crime like how we normally cover. Hi, Southern Sweet Tea. Hey, Nancy. Hi, Amy. Okay, so Marshall. Okay, Terry has. I didn't, but know what you're referring to. Hi, Ava. Okay, so it's kind of crazy. With no sound, it looks like you are yawning. Oh, well, I was coughing, so that's good. At least it doesn't look like I'm like hacking everywhere. So I was just laying around in my PJs, and I literally like binged this entire 50-part TikTok on Risa Tisa. And then I was like, I have to know more. And so it actually started right around the middle of February, and it went like major viral. And she's been on like Good Morning America, and then she doesn't Risa Tisa. Yeah, I'll put it in here, or so one of the mods maybe can put it in here. It's literally like 8 hours, like no joke, unless somebody on YouTube has cut it down to a shorter one. So, but once I got in, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Only because my daughter came one day and said, Mom, I think this woman is talking about my dad. Oh, gosh, Terry. No. Hold on. I have a tiny human. Give me 1 sec. Okay, sorry. So, what's a Risa Tisa? Okay, so this doesn't have anything to do with what the live is about, but I was actually thinking about maybe doing a little bit of this on, because it's so fascinating, you guys. It's Risa Tisa, on TikTok. I'll pull it up for you. And just quickly, because like I said, that has nothing to do with this. It's just talking about where I have been living my life the last couple of days. So I'm going to share. I'll share it with you guys. But like I said, unless somebody on YouTube has like sped it up, it's legit going to be like 8 hours of your life. So, just know that once you're in, you're kind of invested. And it's actually probably more than that, because it's pronounced Reese's Pieces. Risa Tisa? Her name is like Risa. No, her name is actually Teresa, which probably also got me hooked in it. So she the series is called Who the Fuck Did I Marry? And she does 50 parts to this. They're all between 7 and 10 minutes a piece. And she goes through how she met this person, how they dated, how they lived together, how they got married, how they got divorced, and all the things. I mean, and she's got a knack for storytelling. So it definitely was and here's the problem, and here's how I ended up in it. Somebody had posted or sent me like episode or like the 5 or something. And hold on. And so I watched it, and I was like, well, now I got to know like the backstory. I don't even know what the heck I'm watching. And so I went back to watch it from like her introduction, like episode 1. And then I was like, okay, well now I'm in. Now I'm invested in this, and now I gotta know what happens. Because now I've watched like episodes 1. Oh, it was episode 6 they sent me. So I went back and watched episodes 1 through 5. And I was like, now here I am. Now this is like literally where I live my life, and that's how it goes. So it's not on Netflix. No, it's Risa T. Her name is Teresa. So she doesn't refer to anybody by name when she's talking about people, and her ex-husband, who she's talking about, she refers to him as Legion. Some of the shit Legion does is legit crazy. And then other TikTokers, because you know how sleuthing goes, other TikTokers went and figured out who the ex-husband actually was. And then he ended up doing an interview on YouTube talking about her series, and then trying to come up with all kinds of shit to cover up for all the shit that he did. Oh, you guys, I'm telling you. I watched it all on Ickadmel one day. Oh, did you really? You can't speed it up. That's why I said, unless somebody has it on YouTube. Somebody just said Ickadmel might have it on. So, and I love Ickadmel. So yeah, absolutely. Go check it out. If he has all 50 parts, his Facebook profile literally has Legion in it. Netflix and her are talking. I wouldn't be surprised. So if you don't know, and it's not something that interests you, then, just ignore everything I've already said in the first, 10 minutes of this live. Other than that, that's literally where I lived. And then I was paying a lot of attention to Madeline's case. And I almost didn't want to cover it because I'm still so pissed off about Audrey Cunningham's case. I'm like, there's sometimes that you just have like this reaction. And I've told you guys this before. Like, I have it, like, I get like such an anger about it that I know that it's not good. Like, I know that it's not good for me, and and I can't present facts when I'm so pissed off. And I'm so pissed off about Audrey Cunningham's case. And then the Elijah Vu case, which I haven't covered on here either because I was, once again, pissed off about Audrey's. And then Madeline's case. It was almost like you don't have a choice because she deserves it. She deserves the attention. She deserves to have, the final say, or whatever you want to say. She deserves to have her story told. And I'm like, I can't not do it. I don't know, because I feel like you kind of have to do it for her too, because I feel like I don't know how many people in her close circle were helping her. And not that we can't help. I mean, not that I can help her now, but I can at least try to spread some awareness on what a piece of shit human being that guy is. And so you go through, I always try to tell you guys, like, you guys see like one layer of a person. You see us in like a 2D image, but like people are so layered in how they feel and how they deal with things. And this has been like, it's weird. Like, this has been like a little bit of an emotional roller coaster for me since Audrey Cunningham. Like, I had like a visceral hatred for that man, and that I'm so mad at that family for not giving a shit. And then you got, like I said, you got the Elijah Vu case, whose mom is like, oh yeah, I teach my 3-year-old how to be a man. Like, go fuck yourself. How about we teach you how to be a man? Like, that's where I'm at with that. Like, so I'm telling you, like, it becomes not a good way to present information to you guys when I'm just mad about it. So I am gonna do that. Since I have been following Madeline's case, since she went missing, I feel like I have to. Like, I don't know, maybe not she does, but I just feel like she deserves it. She deserves to have her story out there, so maybe somebody else can go, the fuck is wrong with these people, and what the fuck is wrong with my husband or my significant other or my wife or my whatever. And yeah, it's hard to not get outraged. And then she's 13. My daughter's 13. So I don't know. I will cover all these crimes against children, but I'm grateful you do, because someone needs to. And I think it's not easy. Sometimes I can't do it. And that's why I said I couldn't even finish covering Audrey Cunningham's case, because I was so pissed. And I know I'm going to say things that are probably not very nice about people that I probably shouldn't say things about. So I'm like, I'll just, You know, that whole don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But I don't have anything nice to say about these people either, so we're just gonna go for it. But that is what it is. Okay, so 15 minutes in, and let's talk about what we're actually here to talk about. We got a motion today from the defense team in the Delphi case. Pretty sure almost every one of you guys has probably seen it, but if you haven't, it's also on my thumbnail. But we're going to bring it up just in case. And then we're going to go over what does this mean, what does this look like, and who's ready and who's not ready. 19 more children missing and killed, murdered cases needs looked into. Most the 30 this small area, large drug problem. It's so sad, hunting evil. You have not seen it, gaming and sleuthing. All right, well, here it is. Hi, Shelly. Mustang 1965. I want to see if we can talk about your theory. Okay. Hi, DJ. So my child is 18. The risk of allowing a person into my home is not worth it. And it sucks because I know that there's so many situations where, you know, step parents come in and they step up to the plate and they end up being the parent that the kid didn't have. And so I get it, but I mean, there's just got to be a better way. Okay, so the defense. The defendant, Richard M. Allen, by counsel, moves the court for an early trial within 70 days pursuant to Criminal Rule 4B1 of the Indiana Rules of Procedure. Here is Rick Allen's signature, and then here is Rosie's signature. Filed today, March 6th of 2024. It's okay, Mace Mama. We're really just kind of getting started right now. The rest of it was just me talking about whatever the hell I wanted to talk about. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the fact that the defense has thrown down the gauntlet and said, here we go. We are ready. We are ready to go to trial within 70 days of this date. So glad I'm a nun. Nick Leland is probably further behind now than he is in October. Baldwin didn't sign it, just Rosie. Yeah. It only takes one. I agree with let's get it over, but is it an automatic? So we're going to go over that. It's great. No excuses. Let's go. Let's get her done. Fundus it's great. Sounds pretty confident. So here's an interesting thing when it just comes to the timing, and you guys know how we love a good timeline. If you guys remember, March 18th is the contempt hearing, and a lot of us have questioned what she's going to try to do after the contempt hearing. We've made it very clear the contempt hearing is she can only fine them or put them in jail. That's it. That's all she can do for the contempt hearing. I've asked Travis, I've asked Bob, what can be done after, what can be done after? They keep telling me nothing. I have a weird feeling that something is, that I just don't put anything past this whole situation. But they keep telling me that she cannot do anything to try to remove them. I'm just like, if she finds them in contempt, she finds them or jails them. Is there something after that she's going to be like, well, you guys, were held in contempt, so I don't think you're the right attorneys. I don't know. It's just like a weird feeling I have. I keep being told no by people that are way smarter than me, so I'm going to go with it. But I'm also going to be like, ooh, my gut was right. So, because of the contempt hearing that's coming up on the 18th, if you recall, Mr. Hennessy, who is representing Baldwin and Rosie in that hearing, filed to be able to depose a handful of people starting on March 1st, which was last Friday. Yep, there we go. There, Dr. Von Decay. Yep. Kelt, that's a good one. If she removes them, they go straight back to, yeah. That's literally what would happen. Okay, so, but I thought the timing was interesting because if you think about it, you had the first, let's say they didn't do any depositions on Saturday and Sunday. Then you've got the 4th and the 5th, and then here come the 6th. Boom, we're ready to go to trial. So I find that just the timing of it, like I said, a good timeline, I do find it very interesting. So let's talk about what this means and what could happen. Can she deny it? Can she say no? Ultimately, so we're just going to go straight to the Indiana Rules of Procedure. So then that way we're hearing it straight from them. And hi, Sleuthy. I think the depositions made them comfortable. That's what, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right, you guys can't see this, so let's blow it up a little bit. No, I totally probably just lost where I was. I did, but that's okay because I was smart and I highlighted part of it. The timing is definitely tactical. So there's something to the, when they went to the Supreme Court the first time and the attorneys were like, the defense team wanted to catch the prosecution on their back foot. Like, that's what they were trying to do when they were going to file for a speedy trial. There is no way that this doesn't have something to do with a tactical timing, knowing what we know now about all of these attorneys. Hi, Scotty Skulls. Defense is confident they'll get an acquittal or a hung. Already major doubt created unless you have 12 grays on your jury. But it should be fair and impartial, right? Well, this is also for all the people who thought there was a plea coming. I'm not feeling the plea deal. Wasn't feeling it before. I'm really not feeling it now. I feel like they did these depositions. They got information that solidified everything that they needed, even though the depositions have to do with the contempt. I do think that they're good. I think they're feeling they're ready, and they're like, who's not ready? The prosecution. Because the prosecution is too busy doing what? Preparing witnesses and testimony to try to hold Baldwin and Rosie in contempt. So let's think about this. Nick McClellan files the contempt against the defense attorneys. The defense attorneys hire their own attorneys, or their friends or their attorneys, either way, whether they're being paid or they're pro bono, I have no idea. Take it for what you want. But they have now Hennessy and Michael Osbrook, who's coming in as a habeas attorney, like, hey, just be careful what you're doing, because like I'm over here in the sidelines paying attention to all this shit, and then I might have to step in, as a representative of these attorneys also. So when it comes to the contempt hearing, Nick's the one that files it. Nick's the one who has to put it all together. Nick's the one who has to go in there and present his case, right? The defense attorneys, Baldwin and Rosie, do not. They do not have to put it all together. They have attorneys to do that. So while Hennessy and possibly Osbrook are over here doing all the research and everything that's needed for the contempt hearing, guess who's over here preparing to file a speedy trial and go to actual trial with Richard Allen? Nick now has spent all of his time paying attention to this part where he's like, no, I'm going to hold you guys in contempt. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it's like, you're only one dude, sir. Whether you like him or not. I mean, no, you're not black. Of course not. They truly want a trial. They've been wanting a trial since early October when they asserted those wishes verbally to Nick McClellan and Goal. Hours before the leak, ironically. Another thing when it comes to timing. Is this the strategy for speedy trial? Catch him on his back foot. He's not focused on, he thinks he's got till October to try this case. And I'm not saying that he isn't doing anything to prepare for trial. That is not what I'm saying. I'm sure he has plenty of people that he's talking to on YouTube that are helping him collect whatever he needs to collect. That's neither here nor there. But, I'm saying that Nick has actually spent most of his time focused on a contempt hearing and making sure that his ducks are in a row there, which we said at the beginning of this is a huge waste of time. So, all right, so let's go over what this means. So rule 4 is the delay. Oh, from Facebook. I'm sorry. I think I said YouTube. It's probably Facebook or YouTube. That's okay. All right. So it's the impact of delay in criminal trials. So the defendant is in jail. Remember, there's a difference if the defendant is not in jail. Well, I don't know if it's defendant is in prison. I don't think they actually even have that one on here, ironically. But we're going to go with this if this is jail. Defendant in jail, motion for early trial. A defendant held in jail on pending charges may move for an early trial. If such motion is filed, a trial must be commenced no later than 70 calendar days from the date of such motion, except as follows. 1. Delays due to congestion of the court calendar or an emergency are excluded from the 70-day calculation. Now here, this is important. So let's just say they filed their 70 days today. Judge Goh looks at her calendar and she's got another murder case that's going to be scheduled, let's talk about the date. I should back up. The judge has to approve the speedy trial. There's no way to get around her approving the speedy trial. Now, there are exceptions, just like everything in the world. There are exceptions. So that's what I was going to say. So let's say she has, a murder trial that she has on her calendar for 8 weeks. It's already scheduled. It's already booked. It is what it is. And then 70 days from now is 10 weeks, right? 7 times, or 70 divided by 7 is 10. So 10 weeks. So it'd be May 15th is what we're looking at as a trial date. Now let's just say she has an 8-week murder trial already scheduled. Those attorneys have already had all their expert witnesses coming in, so on and so forth. That would be her court is congested. She can't physically move another murder case where everything is already set in motion in order to make this work. If that is the case, then she has to set it for the earliest time possible. So let's say that is over on March 20th. Then that's when it is. So she can't just go, nope, sorry, we're just going to keep the October date, if that makes sense. So if you're thinking 70 days, March or May 15th is what we're looking at. Now, like I said, if she happens to have, back-to-back murder trials or something huge that her calendar is backed up, she can do the earliest. That's it. Now, that being said, I don't know what her calendar looks like, but I highly doubt she has anything that's that, she doesn't have something scheduled for the next 70 days. Now, let's say she has a 4-week one that's from tomorrow until, middle of April, and then she has another murder trial that is end of April to the end of May. Once again, like if those things are already set and that this trial is going to be scheduled for, I think they've tried right now to say it's going to be 3 weeks. Maybe, I don't know, some murder trials, they get over much faster than I ever expect, and then there's other ones that take literally 6 to 10 weeks. So they're saying 3 weeks. I would say it's probably going to be closer to 5 to 6, but that's my thought. Maybe not, because they don't actually have DNA and stuff. I don't know. It would surprise me if it was only 3 weeks. But let's just say they stick with the 3 weeks. And then, so they put the 3 weeks in. It doesn't fit in the middle of those two. She's still not going to move the other two out. So it would still be at the earliest date that amount of trial can fit into her calendar. So it may not be exactly 70 days. It also can be sooner. So talking about the other reasons that something could go awry. and they would not get a 70-day speedy trial. The defendant who moved for an early trial is released from jail before the expiration of the 70-day period. That one should be pretty self-explanatory because the defendant not in jail has a different time limit for a speedy trial. It's being in jail versus out of jail. So if the person is out of jail, then their time limit is different, and the judge and the prosecutor can push for a different time limit or timeline for the trial to actually take place. Now, the third one is an act of the defendant delays the trial. This one is what I was like, an act of the defendant delays the trial. If the defendant is held beyond the time limit of this section and moves for dismissal, the criminal charge against the defendant must be dismissed. So they can't keep him longer than that. Like they can't go, nope, we're sorry, we're going to go in October, and that's just how it's going to be. Can't do that. This number 3. This one bothers me simply because we know that he's being held in a prison. He doesn't seem to be faring very well in the prison. There's been a lot of speculation and talk of things that have happened in the prisons, both prisons. There's also been a lot of talk and speculation about why he's in prison versus a jail, because of his safety to himself, right? You know, his own safety. Let me see what you guys are saying. Indiana court calendar system offline right now. Who does? Of course it is. Gaming and sleuthing. So if not in 70 days, he has to be dismissed if they file for it? Yes. So once again, it has to not be one of these exceptions. So let's just say tomorrow she just goes on and just says motion denied, too bad, no reason, nothing. You know, which is not uncommon. Let's be real. If she says that, then there's an issue. She can't do that. So then they'd have to file for the charges to be dismissed, and he would have to be released. Now, here's the thing. Just because somebody is released doesn't mean that they cannot charge them again. There's something called with prejudice and without prejudice. If the state wants more time, defense will motion to grant bail. So I was actually going to bring up like the Barry Morphew situation. If you think about with Barry Morphew, I don't know how many of you guys followed that case, but he was actually arrested for the murder of his wife, Suzanne Morphew. When they got ready to go to trial, the prosecutor was not ready. So instead of pushing through the trial, the prosecution dropped the charges without prejudice, meaning that they can refile the charges whenever they want to. So now if that was something like that was to happen, they would say, we're dismissing the charges without prejudice, which means we will be back to charge him when we're ready to go to trial. He would be free, but the ability to arrest him again would be almost imminent. Like you can just think of it that way. Now, if as a defense attorney, what they would do would be to fight to have the charges dismissed with prejudice. Like, hey, you can't go charging this guy again, trying to throw him back in prison for 2 years for something that you're not ready to see happen. I don't see that happening either, Shelley. I'm just trying to go over these. This is the possibilities if it is something like that. So don't think, even if this was to happen, which I do not believe it is going to, they're going to end up putting, it would be without prejudice. He'd be end up arrested again at that time. I don't think that's the case. The one that I'm thinking of, an act of the defendant delays the trial. What are they going to say happened when he's in prison? What are they going to say happened when nobody was recording? What are they going to say happened? What documents are going to come and say this is that and that the other? This is my concern. And this is about trust issues. And I tell you guys all the time, the bottom line of when it comes to a case like this, it's about trust. You have a group of people who are over there and they trust Nick McClellan like there's no tomorrow. You have a group of people over here who trust the defense team like there's no tomorrow. You have some of us that are like, shit, I don't know what to trust. And just get to damn trial. And so like that, and that's kind of me. I really actually like Rosie. He's probably my favorite in the whole situation, probably because he dances so well. All right. Hi, Travis. Hi, Steve. Okay, so prosecution has to drop charges on RA because they know he is innocent and they will lose. Well, that's exactly what happened with Barry Murphy, which I think that they actually know he's guilty, but they didn't have enough evidence that they felt confident to put it in front of a jury. So, I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I think Richard Allen is indeed guilty. Yeah, I have no idea. That's one thing is I don't have any. If that guy's guilty, by all means, lock him up, put him in prison. Let's be done with it and have some closure. Just prove it. That's really all I want is somebody just to prove it. And I know that other people are already there. You're already there, Sharice. Like, that's fine. I'm not there yet. I need a little bit more to get over the hump, or I'm going to have to back away. That's kind of where I'm at. So one thing we want to talk about is how this is timed, because a lot of people have messaged me today asking about how the timing of this works. What does 70 days mean? So in computing any time period under this rule, each and every day must be counted, including every Saturday, Sunday, and holiday. Well, thanks, Travis. Oh, Shelly, thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Shelly. Another man confessed to the crime, giving details. We know that that's what his sister said, and that she passed her lie detector. Absolutely. Okay, the Southern lawyer said the defendant would have to file a motion and judge grant the hearing on the defendant would have to do something or send another motion to Indiana Supreme Court if she denies it. You mean as in denies the 70 days? I think that's what you mean. They would be back in the Supreme Court. I don't know how she would even think that she's going to. This is why I say, like, with some of the things, because I don't trust this part. I worry about that number 3 up there. If the prosecution doesn't say, yippee, let's go to trial, see you in 70 days, will people accept that they're not ready and ain't been ready? No, Sleuthie, they won't. Sorry to tell you, but I think it was rhetorical. So you don't count today, and you count, so that makes it May 16th. Is that what you're saying? So it says 70 days, it means 70 days without rare exceptions. Correct. Yep, this account, exactly. Southern lawyer was talking about whether the defense is going to be able to point the finger at the Odinist. I wonder why was he saying that he doesn't think that they could? I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't want to speak on it because I don't actually know. Oh yeah, that would be great. I love that stuff. Yeah, go ahead. You can do what you need to. Oh, who does is live now? Live. She cannot deny the 70 days. What she can do is, like I was telling you guys, is she can, if her calendar is congested and she is already scheduled for these major cases, or there's an emergency, then she can push it, but it still would have to be at the first available it is. She cannot say, sorry, defense, we're just going to wait until October at the date I already have scheduled. She can't do that. Okay, so yeah, so any time period under this rule, each and every day must be counted, including Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. So for all of you guys that were messaging me and asking me if weekends count, if it's business days only, there you go. If the last day of the time period falls on a day the court is closed, so let's say it was on a Sunday, that's not the case here, the period runs until the next court is open. It'll just be Monday. In computing the period of delay caused by a motion to continue, The delay is measured from the original trial date to the rescheduled trial date in the event. Okay, that's not, we don't need to worry about any of that. Let me see what Travis says. If she doesn't set a trial to start in 70 days and has nothing on her schedule that takes precedence, then they'll file another original action. Correct. Yeah. This is essentially it. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will fall exactly on the 70 days. It's that this is, she has to schedule it. We won't be having a trial in October. We will be having a trial sooner than October. If she fucks around with that, we're all going back to the Supreme Court. Not me. We're not. Well, I'm not going to be there, but you know what I mean. She does. She has a habit of pulling some hold my beer stunts. I just, if she does that, then I would go with Sleuthy's question of, is anybody going to recognize the fact that like that's against his constitutional rights as an American? Hi, Sleuth Mom. Yeah, I'll be there in spirit on live stream. We can do it again. We'll do it again over here. This is a black and white constitutional non-question. She would lose. She would lose if this went to the Supreme Court. This wouldn't even be, we wouldn't even have to watch anything. There wouldn't be anybody there doing oral arguments. The Supreme Court would be like, what the fuck are you doing? This is not okay. This is how it's going to go. Like, he's getting a trial. Especially if you're talking about Judge Rush or the Justice Rush, who wanted the trial back on track to begin with. Hi, Cop Facts. From what I've seen and heard, the prosecution is now in a corner. That is I would agree with you. I do think that they have spent this time, like I was saying earlier, I think they've spent this time trying to prepare for this contempt hearing. Why you have Baldwin and Rosie over here going, no, we're getting ready for trial. You're spending time on this. We're going to have Hennessy and Osbrook come in and take a look at this, but we're over here prepping to go to trial. So you guys over here messing around. I almost kind of feel like Baldwin and Rosie are just like, McClelland, are you serious? Like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time to try to get us fined or put in jail for a day or two. Why would you guys think that she would not give him a speedy trial? It's not that I don't think she'll deny it. So that's kind of it. But I don't trust the decision-making process on some of the stuff that's happened. So I do question it. And I always say it always comes down to trust. And so I don't trust her. I think that's really kind of how it is. I don't trust that there's not something that there's not. I feel like there's always something waiting around the corner. That's how I feel about this case. And I don't know if I really believe that her and McClelland are like in cahoots. Well, that's tough because then I go back to the October 19th. Like, how did McClelland know to have all of his witnesses there when there's nothing in the emails that says that's what's actually happening? I guess I don't want to believe that. I don't know. I don't trust it. And so I don't think it would do her no good to try to deny it. So I don't think that that's the direction we're going. I think that she will say yes. I think she will set a new trial date, and that's it. And you know what? She may actually just be like, I'm so ready to get these assholes out of my courtroom and never see them again. Because you know that they just don't get along. Judge Gull and the prosecutor are the definition of corruption, in my opinion. By her other decisions, she'll deny with no hearing. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. Like, if that happened, I would just be like, of course she did. Now, if we look at like the Idaho 4 case and it was judge, I would be like, no way. Ain't gonna happen. Like, I have the trust. I have trust in Judge. That's where I fall with that. The decisions he makes, I have trust in him. And I get that other people trust Gull. I get it. I absolutely respect anybody's feelings on that situation. I just don't. Got the trust in the judge. They're right there with you. When the jury hears that Liggett literally just made stuff up on the PCA. TT, did whatever happened? I never went back and checked. Does anybody know? Does anybody know what happened with Baldwin's other case when he actually had asked for her to recuse herself? I don't know. But I know she doesn't feel off to everybody. I get that. I really do. I know that there's people who have absolute faith in what's happening. She denied it. She denied recusing herself on that case. Marissa, that's kind of where I feel. I'm kind of at with you. Like, I just am like, I'm ready to just have the evidence presented and go, okay, this is it. This is not it. Like, this is the guy. This isn't the guy. And then Abby and Libby get justice, or they start to actually figure out what really happened. That would be cool. Yeah, thank you. I can't believe, yeah, she denied it without a hearing. Because when I think that she's going to do something, and I'm like, no, she would definitely, you know, and it's not necessarily just about the hearings, but she doesn't like them. I don't think no matter what side you're on of guilt, innocence, or when it comes, you guys know I've like separated this into like different components of this case, because I do not agree with how things have gone with the prosecution and the judge and the defense and all the lawyering. But I'm not sold on the guilt, innocence part of it yet. So it's a very separate part in like how I view things. And I know that gets very convoluted because people think that since I don't like Nick McClelland or Judge Gohl, and I don't like the way that things, not that I don't like them, they're probably great parents, great grandparents. They're probably fine people. I don't like the role in this. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I have an opinion about. I don't mean anything about them personally. I don't know them personally, nor do I want to. But people think that automatically means that I think Richard Allen is innocent. And I'm not there. I don't necessarily think Richard Allen is innocent. I just don't trust. I don't trust what we've seen so far. I want to see it plain as day. I want to see it on the stand. I want to see like, this is what we did. This is how we got here. This was the right way to do it. And we're going to prove it to you right now. So for all the people who are thinking that Nick McClelland is the stand-up guy, I'm hoping that he pulls through for you and proves me wrong. I'm okay being wrong. I think that's another thing that's really upsetting about this case on the social media side is people don't want to be wrong. So like they fight to be right instead of actually fighting for truth. And that's kind of silly to me. I would rather fight for truth and make a mistake along the way than to just say, no, sorry, this is the way it is, and I'm never, ever going to change it. Let me see. Oh, what did TT say? Hold on. Wait, Baldwin's jury trial is live streamed tomorrow. On what case? Well, that's a very, well, I'm sure that no matter what, that guy's probably getting a shit. Did he do both? Did he delete his Steve Rogers account? I did see that he deleted, but I didn't pay attention to if he did both. He doesn't have to, Marshall. If Rosie was the one who was able to go get the signature, it just has to be one of them. Maybe we should send her some earbuds so she can hear an argument before she rules. I don't know if that would work. I think that there's definitely something about, I said it on social media, but it's also in the courtroom too. Like, she has a thing about being right and proving them wrong. I mean, do you think that she ever went back and like said, hey, really sorry I called you guys liars? I don't think so. Who does? They're starting around 11:30 tomorrow because judge has criminal court hearings in the morning. They're starting around 11:30 because the judge has criminal. Okay, what case, TT? That can't be the other case, right? No, that they wouldn't even. I'm alligator. The judge is making a mockery out of this whole case, and it's not justice for the girls. I mean, there's how many attorneys How many Indiana attorneys have stepped forward to say what is happening in this situation on the legal side is wrong? I mean, that in itself kind of says there's the lawyers themselves, not the ones even in this case, but the ones who step forward to file their amicuses for the original actions, the ones that are stepping forward to file motions on behalf of other attorneys, they're the ones that are coming out, Indiana attorneys on social media. I know of two I can just name right now from Indiana that are like, we don't know what she's doing. We don't know why she's doing this. This is crazy. In Fort Wayne, Goal is highly respected, but now I see that she's highly feared. Who do you, by the attorneys, do you think so? Oh, really, TT? All right, hold on. I'm going to write this down so I can look it up. I really need to do something with all these notes. Looks like I'm running out of pages. Dentra Brown from Elkhart. Who's the judge? Wrong people think they are right all the time. Oh, I have a huge folder of Brad Holder posts. But he left Steve Rogers. That's interesting. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't think, that's why I said no matter what side you fall on, I think everybody you have to agree that Judge Gold does not like Baldwin or Rosie. Now, depending on which side you fall, you may think it's justified, but Baldwin isn't going to trial this week. Okay. Okay, so what's being televised tomorrow then? Ivy Rose to be on the case or off the case. Is Ivy here? Hey, Ivy. Baldwin motioned for the judge to be in the case. Gold denied it. Did he delete it or just hide it or block it? I don't even know how you would tell. Baldwin's trial is in July. So maybe is there a hearing tomorrow? I think the Delphi police should have collected all the substantial evidence in this case, including the sticks found on Abby and Libby's bodies, but they didn't. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Quote me. Okay, Dentrop Brown in Elkhart County has a previous unconstitutional conviction from the same county when he was 14 years old. Ooh. And she denied it with no hearing. Typoed. Oh, yeah, she did do that one. The judge literally just has a personal vendetta. Yeah. TT. Let me see. Hi, Frank. Oh, shit. Now I can't even see where that is. Cristofino. Judge. All right, I'll check into it. Actually she hates Richard Allen. His defense team doesn't care. Who knows? I really think, I don't know if she hates Richard Allen. I mean, she might, but I think that the animosity definitely is between the attorneys. The attorneys do not like each other. I mean, McClellan's, I think, made it pretty clear he doesn't like them. They don't really care for Nick. The judge doesn't seem to really care for them, but does seem to care for Nick. And I think that's also part of where the the perception of bias kind of comes in, but it's not. That's not the kind of bias that actually gets a judge taken off a case because they like or don't like somebody. It's more about the comments that she's made in court that I'm surprised. But I think they're ready. They're just like, you know what? We don't give a shit if Goal's the judge. We're going to trial and we're getting this shit done. Baldwin trial they are talking about is Hannah Gutierrez something. Yeah, I think we're talking about different trials. Hold on, what's Luthi say? The Steve Rogers account is the one that follows that bio page with the naked girls that look like kids. I forgot what they call those cartoons. Yeah, the weird like anime, but not even really full anime ones. Hi, Tornado. Are we talking about? You're talking about Alec? No, he is in a jury trial in Elkhart County. I promise you. I believe ETT. I think everybody's talking about different cases right now. The system is downright, but I have the motion. It was filed 127-24. Allison David is the defendant. That's the murder trial, right? This one, you're talking about the Rust trial that ended today and she was found guilty, and Alec Baldwin is next. Is that the one you're talking about? Removing the attorneys is not an available sanction for contempt. Absolutely correct. I just wonder what she's going to do after it. That was my whole thing. Not that she could do it for it, but I don't ever know what she's like. I feel like we're looking at like a wall of doors, and there's like option 1, option 2, option 3. Option 1 is she's going to deny it without hearing. Option 2 is that she's gonna hear it and make the right decision. And then number 3 is I don't fucking know what Judge Gall's gonna do, and I feel like I live in door 3. That's where I live. Yep, you don't have to like who you work with, you just gotta get your job done. I've been there, done that, Marissa. Hi, True Crime Fangirl. No, so she can't. The punishment. So the punishment has to fit the crime. And the only punishment for the contempt hearing is for her to fine them or jail them. That's it. There isn't another choice. So at the outcome of that contempt hearing, that's all she can do. If she finds them in contempt, she can fine them or she can jail them. Then the contempt hearing is done. It's over. My thought is, what does she pull out of Indiana codes and shit after that, where she just says, okay, like, now that you are held in contempt, I don't think I can trust you to be his attorneys, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know every law, so I don't know what she would know way more than I do. So I just like, that's right. Like I said, I live in door number 3. This move gives some credit to the defense. A lot of people thought they were bluffing. It's true. And then there was a lot of talk about when the defense was put back on the case, why didn't they just immediately file for it? And it's like, well, they couldn't, because now they're doing all the, they got a whole new batch of discovery where they're saying they got stuff that they didn't have before. Then they got to deal with the contempt stuff. They got to get their attorneys. They got to deal with all that. So hold on, Shelly. Let me look it up. Let me look at what you sent me real quick. Nick is not sleeping tonight. I don't think Nick probably sleeps very much. Hey, Nancy. Well, that's true, but there's not really one kind of plain as day, and that's why it was really up in the air about what was going to happen. But I mean, if you're looking at the contempt hearing, we've talked about the whole, which contempt are we even looking at? Like, we don't even know what contempt she's talking about. Hey, Lambert, if R&B make it to RA's trial, LE and NM, technically are in for an embarrassing trial when all the abuse of power, deleting evidence, perjury, and hiding exculpatory evidence, their own testimony and discovery, they're done. She has to let them out for work release. I should have looked up. Does anybody actually know that's in here? Because I did not look it up. How, if she jailed them, which I'd be surprised she did, if she did jail them, how much time would they get. I think it's like, I mean, you're typically only like 24 like to 72 hours, but I don't know if that's the case there. So I just want to make sure I give you guys the right info. So if somebody else has already looked it up, let me know, or I will look it up. And then let me pull up Shelly's messages so I can see what the theory is that she's referring to. Oh, thank you, Sleuthy. Okay, let me see. I might to say it was up to a week, but I could be wrong. Up to 30 days, depending on the contempt. If she jails them, we riot. It would cause outrage. I almost just think that, once again, like I live in Dorothy, I'd just be like, nothing she does surprises me. Hi, Grizz. She needs to now put it in a continuance for the contempt hearing until after the trial. No, ain't gonna happen. Music, are you a chat loudmouth? That's okay. Your name is Music. It's like you're spreading joy everywhere you go. Hey, Ned. When I think of the dictionary definition of contempt, her picture pops up. Okay, let me see this theory. Let me see. Okay, Shelly, I'm gonna read it. Is that okay if I just read it? My friend had a good theory. BG wasn't in the Snapchat with Abby because he had already passed the girls on the bridge. Okay, going east, I'm assuming. We don't know what time the video of BG was taken, before or after the abduction. Now, they say it's taken at 2:13, but I'm trying to figure out legal document-wise where that was. Okay. I can't watch that right this second. Questioning Abby. Was next to him at one point, and they took her out. Anyway, they did. Let me see if I have that photo. You can see Abby's sleeve in. Let me see if I have. I think it is in this one. Right here. So this is Abby's elbow and sleeve, supposedly. Her arm. All right, let me scroll back up so I can see what's going on. The one was taken at approximately 2:07, and Libby's video started at 2:13. You don't think 6 minutes is long enough to get that far on the bridge? Music, what's wrong? You haven't done anything wrong. Hold on. He released me. Ooh, gaming. What are we? Hold on. I got a contempt charge for telling the judge outside of the court that he was a piece of shit because he got caught with drugs and prostitutes in our state capital. You talk about Fouts. Interesting that she allowed cameras in for the lashing, but not an actual trial. That's crazy. She's not allowing cameras in for the hearing on. She's denied cameras for the March 18th hearing. That's why Kelt said, too, that we know that the defense attorneys are staying because there's no cameras in the courtroom. No time and date stamp on the photo. So this has always been something that's interesting, and this I think is a little bit different. I yell at Jacket. It's always kind of been the Snapchat photos. There's two of them from Libby that we know of. Kelsey has suggested that there are others that we've never seen, but you guys take that for however you want. Now, the timestamp of 207. There's been a ton of research done into like Snapchat from 2017, and if you guys remember, like there's a timestamp on Cheyenne's photo, but there's no timestamp on the girls' photos. The one says 5 hours ago, the other one says 7 hours ago, or the other two. Let me just pull them up. Let me see if I have them. There's no timestamp on these photos. So in an interview, Anna actually said that they got into the cloud, and that's how they got the photos, the time of the photos being taken. I question a lot of this, and I am not that technology savvy or technically savvy, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. There's no timestamp on the video or on the audio, on the photos, besides where it says 5 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 7 hours ago. Yet Cheyenne's has a timestamp on it. The cops, law enforcement, and in no legal document that I can find, does anybody ever talk about the two Snapchat photos from Libby's phone? We hear about it from the people who posted it on social media. We hear about it in the family's interviews. But I cannot find anything about those. And maybe somebody could point me into the right one. If you guys know exactly where it is, let me know. Marissa said the important thing is that RL was on his phone at 209 at the north end of the bridge, and it takes exactly 4 minutes to get where he was recorded. That is very interesting. I do have some questions on that. I do have some questions on that. Yeah, so we don't, those two, the only thing they say is that Libby was smart enough, cognizant enough of her, or recognized her surroundings enough to record this guy at 2:13 on the bridge. That's it. That's all. So it's weird to me that the other ones aren't mentioned in part of the timeline. I find that interesting. They're only in our timeline on social media. They're not in like law enforcement's timeline on their documents. The photos are. Tell me which one, Age. I'll go find it right now. If more like 180, they have to have a jury trial. I looked it up. Ooh. Up to 100. There's no way. Do you think she would put them in jail for 180 days, Travis? Hi, Charmaine. Hi, Shane. Okay, 1958. Okay, I'll pull that up, then we'll listen to it real quick. And we'll probably wrap it up. They changed the suspect from that video to the kid with the curly hair. All right, if somebody just let me know, and you tell me if in a document, a legal document, the photos are talked about. Oh, you're talking about Gaul? See, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You got me all sidetracked. Okay. So let me see this video real quick at 1958. This is like the Chasing Evil documentary. If you guys remember this, if you haven't, you should watch it. It's actually pretty good the whole way through. There's some interesting information shared by the families that I have cut out of this for when we actually get to do that live, because I haven't finished cutting all of it out. Okay, 1928. Okay, this should be right here. Hopefully there's sound on. If you guys don't hear sound, let me know.
And they all told us that they found the girls and they were gone. And you know, we didn't really have a whole lot of information more than that at that moment, just kind of in shock. So
the girls were on the bridge, and whoever this person was coming at them pretty quickly, and they moved out of the way to let him pass. And I think that he, at that point, turned around and kind of corralled them off the bridge. As far as who, I have no idea. I feel like it's somebody.
Okay, hold on. Let's listen to that again. That's actually very interesting. From what this actually makes me go back to what I was thinking about them coming, that the bridge guy is coming from the south end of the bridge.
they found the girls and they were gone. And you know, we didn't really have a whole lot of information more than that at that moment, just kind of in shock. So
The girls were on the bridge, and whoever this person was coming at them pretty quickly, and they moved out of the way to let him pass. And I think that he, at that point, turned around and kind of corralled them off the bridge. As far as who, I have no idea. I feel like it's somebody local. I don't.
If that's accurate, and I would have to clarify whether Carrie actually got to watch the video or not, because you remember there was half the shit that nobody would share with her before. So this photo right here also has Abby's arm in it. This is also interesting because it goes along with what was her name? Cheryl McCollum said. If you watch the video, it looks like he turns around, and the weird step with the right foot looks like it's because he's spinning around and then going back towards the middle of the bridge to walk back. Yeah, me too. King of Queens. King of Kings. Okay, so let me show you guys. Not that one, which is interesting, but that's another story. So hers is timestamp, February 13th, with a timestamp on it. This is not a very clear picture. Let me see if I have a better one. There we go. So she says that she actually she took the photo closer to 3 o'clock. She took the photo closer to 3 o'clock and then didn't actually post it until after when she was actually leaving. I don't know. To me, it's fake. It's got the I don't know. I think it's fake. I think this part of it is at least fake. That's my Snapchat didn't have this on here, so I don't know. The picture I attached is the timestamp 3:49. Here's the other thing: is I was told, and in the Prezi, I actually have this in there. I was told by a few fairly reliable people that there was a fake Cheyenne account that was out there in joining groups. So there was like a real Cheyenne account that was in groups and then a fake Cheyenne account. So I literally put that in the Prezi too. Like, I don't know which ones are accurate, which ones aren't. I don't know which ones were the real accounts and which ones weren't. Oh, you guys want this? This is, I'll grab the link for you. Hold on. This is the Delphi Murders, the story of Abby and Libby. It's called the Chasing Evil documentary. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, there was a fake one. I've heard that, yeah. Does it look blurry? Hi, Mrs. W. How did it get on there? The girls being at the south side. Someone knew it was okay to scare and subdue the girls. Okay, so I was going to show you guys the other pictures. Do I have them in here? Let me see where I actually have them. So many damn pictures in here, it doesn't even want to load. It's like one at a time. I'm trying to remember what folder I stuck the twin photo in. I'm not looking at chat, you guys, so just FYI. Okay, so here is 2 screenshots from Libby's account. This is the one that says twin, which was supposedly her cousin. I don't have proof of that, but I have heard that. So this one is, she took the screenshot 5 hours after the photo was posted. This one is from Kyle, who also posted the side-by-side. We posted both of them, the one that's going forward and this one. So these both say 7 hours ago. Now, we know that the video is 43 seconds. If the down the hill is towards the end of the video, and I should pull the map back up. Do I have it? Nope, shit. I better not have closed it. Gosh darn it. I don't think I saved it. That's going to suck. I hope I saved it. Towards the end of the bridge, I'll just pull it up in. Yeah, that's fine. If it's towards the end of the bridge and it's 43 seconds long and that's towards the end of it, then we know, they say that they've shared with us, they've shared with us the parts where BG is in it, the best parts of where BG is in it, right? That means that there's not a ton of footage of BG. It makes me think that she maybe was recording Abby. Maybe she was, taking video of Abby walking on the bridge. This guy starts to come up straight on them, and then he passes them, turns around, and then pushes them towards the end of the bridge and then says down the hill, and that's where you get it at the end of the 43-second video. Stephen Curry giving me shit again. You don't agree with anything, not even one theory. Ouch. They do have good footage. They also have good interviews. BG was at the start of the bridge. Girls passed him, and he might have said something. Girls walked to end, and he followed Libby, recorded, and Abby said, "Is this creepy guy following us?" We have heard that there is some mention of, like, is this creepy guy following us? I don't know. This is just one of those conundrums that it's you got to wait to figure out what they actually present. If it was If it was the man BB saw, he didn't have time to book it across the bridge. Well, he did, because it would only take a few minutes. If we did, I was going to pull up the Google map. If you do, go to the bridge on Google Maps, and you can pull up how long it would take to walk. It's not that long. So if Betsy Blair sees him, all right, give me a second here. This is for the next live. You're going to have me go across the bridge and you're going to time me? Nope, nope, nope. All right, hold on. Let me just pull it up over here. I'm really upset that I did not save my freaking map. And I had put a bunch of new shit on that too. That's frustrating. All right, let's go to Delphi. We'll just look at it on here. I think I have all the times on here. I just like the Google Map Pro because I can actually go back in time. Well, I was going to tell you guys something funny, but that's fine. Hold on. I think I have all the times on this one too. Betsy is now a defense witness. She will not say she saw RA. Yeah, well, I also don't think that Riley was willing to change to the Betsy Blair one, so that's going to be interesting too. Riley and Betsy Blair would probably be the two biggest witnesses for either side. Okay, so Betsy Blair's driving east at 146. Okay, so that means she parks and she gets out and she's walking. This is approximately 7 minutes from here to here. It's approximately 7 minutes. So let's say she parks by 150, she gets out of the car, so 155, 157, she would see the guy on the bridge. Right? Now, we have them being dropped off at 149. So they get out of the car, half of that, so let's say 3.5 minutes, 149, it puts them there about 152. We said this is about 155. It would be close. So she turns around and she walks back and she sees them. Seeing them would make sense. She should have seen them. Now, if it took them another 3 to 4 minutes, right, to get over here, and this would probably take about, let me see if I can do it on here. I haven't used this one for so long now, I don't even know what to do on this one. No. Libby and Abby saw RA out on platform 1 like BB and hid down the slope until RA left. RA never saw the girls. You believe there was another man who's the same height as RA who was off foot. Well, see, you're arguing the same semantics that you typically do, though, Todd. And the problem is other people are saying that the person on the bridge is taller. The original FBI wanted posters said that he was taller. So I struggle with that. And I don't think he was 6'2", so I don't mean to go that route either. You mean the state will not call Betsy? I would be surprised. I don't think that most of these witnesses that you're hearing about, I don't think you're going to see them actually take the stand. I don't think you're going to see them take the stand. So I do think that by the time that Betsy turns around from here, 155, I do think that he had plenty of time to walk the entire bridge. It's not like he wasn't comfortable walking the entire bridge. He's done it before. So 155 to now they're over here, right? Which this is wrong, by the way, because it's actually closer to the edge. It's like, so this is my old map. This isn't even the one that I typically use anymore. And now I figured out more stuff since I did this, but the photo is taken closer to here. This one is the photo. And so Libby is actually off the edge of the bridge when she's videotaping Bridge Guy. She's already over here and here and here. I think he easily could have walked the entire bridge and then turned around and come back. No matter who you think BG is. Hey, Greeno. Hey, I made it off the bridge in 3:23. 3 minutes and 23 seconds across the entire bridge. Don't use mine. I am not that great. Hopefully they have somebody who can actually do that kind of stuff. They don't need any YouTubers. I wonder why the PCA didn't elaborate on how teens described the man's age. Arby's sketch looked like a young guy. Well, you know, because you put together the whole thing when it comes to all the sketches, that we can't even tell who made what sketch based on that. I think they collaborated all the people's info together and came out with something at the end that everybody's like, that's not who we saw. We didn't see that guy. And every one of them's like, no, I didn't see that person. I didn't see that person. I didn't see that person. Yeah, the witnesses all describe different cars at CPS, which I could see the two male witnesses kind of talking about the same one. But here's my question. Why didn't Kelsey see the car? What car did Kelsey see at the CPS building? She drove by it. Greeno is a fit young boy, though. Don't make me laugh. All right, you guys, don't stop arguing. I don't want to end the chat like that. Never heard her claim to have seen one. Yeah, the only one she ever talks about is that she saw the black SUV in the Mears parking lot, which the only car that could be is Betsy Blair's. And if it's somebody else's, then we've got a whole nother witness that was there that we don't know about, right? She might not have noticed, right? Or she did. Or she did, and we don't know about it yet. We want to fight. No fighting. No fighting. No fighting. All right, I am going to wrap this one up, though. I think we've gone over what it is. We're going to have a trial within 70 days as of tomorrow, which puts us at May 16th. The only way that that's going to be off a little bit is if her calendar is jam-packed full, which I don't believe it is. I think that she has time for the trial. Yeah, stickers on the back. Yeah, black SUV with stickers on the back. Or if the defendant does something to cause a delay in the trial. So thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. I like a good argue music. Sometimes I do too, but I still got to go do another case here in a minute. So if you guys are interested, I will be starting my next live. It's actually on Madeline Soto. I'm going to run to the restroom, and then I will be back to start that live. So I can, you know what I should do? I should just redirect you guys there, right? Maybe that makes sense if you guys want to go there. Let's see. I can even remember how to do that because it's been so long since I've been on here. Other than that, we will be back to talk about Delphi. I do have some things I'm working on in the background on just comparisons and just conversations to be had, like we've been kind of doing, going back to that. So we will be back with Delphi. But right now, like I said, we're going to talk about We're going to talk about Madeline Soto, 13 years old. Gone too soon by mom's creepy boyfriend. Feel like you have to say that on repeat almost for some of these damn cases. All right, I'll see you guys in just a few. I'm going to run to the restroom and I'll be back.